Hello everyone, welcome back, and if this happens to be your first video somehow, welcome in for the first time. So this is just a big old thank you update video because we have gone past 2,000 subscribers, people. You people are insane. You have subscribed to this dopey little YouTube channel for the hopes of entertainment, but I thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. It really is the biggest inspiration to keep doing stuff that people want to keep coming back. They want to see more. They want to see me improve. They want to see the channel grow. I can't thank you enough for showing that support in such a way. And, you know, that goes to everyone. That goes to everyone who's just watched the videos. That goes to people who liked the videos. Anyone who's commented anything ever. Like, all of that stuff is really just nice to see and lets me know that I'm doing something that is connecting with people in some way, and they want to engage in the discussion, be that, you know, a positive discussion, or if they take issue with some of my views and opinions about things. Because frankly, if I was making stuff and every single person was happy with it, I'd feel like I was doing something wrong. Because, you know, much like all forms of art and expression, it's subjective and not everyone's going to agree. And frankly, if people don't agree with everything I do and say, I kind of see that as a good thing, because it means I'm actually bringing a discussion to the table opposed to just sort of doing what everyone wants me to do kind of thing. So as well as just being a big thank you to all of you for being here and taking part, I thought I'd give you some updates on things, because clearly, you know, things have changed. I've not really gone into super detail about all that yet on YouTube. I've gone over it on Twitch, which, you know, you should also go and have a look at, because Twitch is fun. I have fun over there. It's a good time, good vibes. People chat, hang out. You know, I'd love to see more of you over there as well. Just even if video games aren't your thing, you know, we talk about all sorts of things over there. We talk about movies, TV shows. If that's what you're here for, I talk about those things on Twitch as well. So if you want to have like an actual discussion, it's a good place to come do that, and I can talk, answer questions, all that good stuff. So what I think I might do for this 2,000 sub video thing, that was a good sentence, that. I'll go through some comments that I can find on the channel here and there and just sort of reply to them here in video person and do that. But also, as I say, give you a little update on all things that are going on with my content creation, if you like. So to start off with, I'll give you an update on how things are going. Now, obviously, if you found this in the future, a lot of this may not be relevant anymore. I mean, hopefully it's not relevant anymore, because hopefully by that time, if it's in the future, all of this current issues have subsided and the channel is flourishing. We're doing things that we've always wanted to do. There is lots more videos getting uploaded throughout the week, and it's not just this current loop that I'm in. But I thought right here, right now, for everyone who is supporting and wants to have a bit more information, I will fill you all in. So as it may not have escaped your attention, things have changed. I'm not in the same place I used to be. I've talked a little bit about this in previous videos, but I've not really gone into detail about this, and I'm not going to go into the personal details of it, because, you know, I'm not going to talk to people who can't talk themselves. I'm not going to put opinions across. It's literally all about how it's affecting the YouTube channel and everything else. Long story short, I have had to move back to my family home, which has had a negative impact on portions of the content creation. I'm not going to go into all the details as to why this has happened. It's one of those things that's happened. It's been a struggle. It's certainly affected my mental health, for a lack of a better term. It's not been great for me on a personal level, but, you know, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, everyone. I'm largely fine. You don't have to you don't have to panic on that side of things. But it does create kind of a very small gap of when I can actually sit down and record stuff for YouTube. Mainly because obviously my family home is a lot more full. There's more people living here, and I basically try to make my stuff when I'm not in people's way. Basically, I don't want to upset all of their lives for me to make goofy videos for the internet. And, you know, I don't really have a justification for it. Like, it's a hobby. It's something I do for fun, and I really do enjoy doing it. Like, I've said this many times, if no one was watching this shit, I would still be making it, because I just like stretching that part of my brain. Like, both in the editing side of things, both the analyzing and reviewing things, both the trying to be funny. Doesn't always work, but, you know, it's an exercise. It's an exercise of those parts of your brain, and I enjoy doing that. So I'd still be doing it, but in terms of doing it when there's other people around who have to listen to my bullshit from these paper thin walls, not so great, not so great. So that is why you may have noticed there haven't been any movie reactions, because I literally just do not have the time in the week where I can find a space where I'm not disturbing anyone and record them. It's just not doable at the moment, unfortunately. I wish I could keep doing it because there's so many movies on the list I wanted to hit. I wanted to do something good for Halloween as well and do something fun for that, but that is just could not be done because of the stress and the time scale that I'd need to do it all. Like I said, hopefully, if you found this video in the future, all of these problems are no longer a thing and we can do fun stuff now. But for right here in this little time capsule, that's kind of what's going on. It is what it is. Thankfully, I still have enough time to record and do a reaction for a TV show. I can still get that time slot where I can sit down, record the reaction and the review for that episode of television and get it edited and uploaded. That I can still do. That's why Hannibal's still going on, and I can say the next TV show has been chosen, the one that will replace Hannibal. I'll leave it as a mystery, but I got it from comments. It seemed to be the show that got mentioned the most in the comments for people wanting me to take over, so I guess you can try and figure it out from there. But yes, it does sadden me a great deal that I'm not able to make the amount of content that I wish I could right now. It definitely affects the channel in terms of its growth and exposure it would get otherwise. Like, again, I have to say thank you because the channel is growing. The numbers are going in the right direction. It's just a very slow build, which is fine. It is what it is. I'm happy that it just seems to be reaching people who seem to be engaging with it. I can't lie, if I was uploading more and more frequently, and it would probably grow faster. That's numbers, that's how it works. But I'm in this position, and that's why I thank everyone so much who does show up and does show their support however they choose to show it, because it means the world, it really does. And the fact that you're also patient, that, you know, I put out one reaction a week, and then I edit highlights from the Twitch streams and put those up for anyone who might want to see those, but, you know, doesn't necessarily want to sit through an entire 4 or 5 hour stream, because all the VODs are over on my Twitch channel as well. They're all, if you want to watch the whole stream, I try to keep them all highlighted and organized so you can watch the whole thing over there, but I am trying to do highlights for YouTube as well for those who want to watch those. Because yeah, at current, I have the time to edit things. I have plenty of time to get things edited. That's why I'm able to do the highlights from Twitch, but it's just recording stuff, man. It's just finding those gaps in the day to get anything recorded, which is the struggle as of right now. I also want to talk to, because I've had a few people reaching out to me saying that they want to support the channel directly with money, which is insane to me that people want to pay for content, that they want to help the channel in that way. And obviously the bigger suggestion is, why not put up the full length somewhere for those who do want to do that. And that is a consideration. It is something I've thought about. I just have this bar in my head of when I think I've earned the right to, like, ask for that. Like, it seems ridiculous to me that anyone would want to directly fund the content on this channel in any way. Like, that seems insane to me that anyone would want to do that. Like, I'm not Netflix, I'm not Disney Plus. People want to give me money to make stupid content. That's insane. But it is something I have in my head since a handful of people have come to me and said, I want to do this. Is there a way I can do this? And it's something I am starting to consider and how I would make that work. But it is that thing of, because of the time scale I'm working in right now, I don't know if I can provide the content for people in the way that they want. It's just, it wouldn't be fair, and I wouldn't feel right about it if I couldn't do that. But I appreciate the people who have reached out and said, hey, I'll give you money, I will give you moolah, I will help support this channel, which will never feel, it will never feel like a normal thing, and it will always kind of feel a bit weird. And I think that's why I take it as seriously as I do, that I want to make sure, if that ever becomes the case, that I am making sure I'm providing content for those people that they are happy with and they feel engaged by, and, you know, all of that stuff. But just know it's something I'm considering. I just feel like I need the channel to be in a place where I feel like it's worthy of it, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But yeah, that's by and large like the shape of things at the minute on the channel. Like I say, I hope it improves. I hope we can get back to a better flow here and it will be more content, but I don't know when that's going to be, honestly, because one of the main reasons I had to move back to the family home was just because, you know, I think you all know how this is right now. You're all living in the same world as me. Cost of living and cost of renting and all of that stuff is insane right now. It's nuts how, especially, like, I don't know how it is in the rest of the world, but in the UK right now, it's just going up. Everything is just going up, and, you know, without disclosing too much personal information about myself, I'm only on, you know, a just above minimum wage day job, and because it's in a industry where they don't really give full-time hours, I'm lucky in the sense that I have a close as to full-time hours. Like, they give me a lot of hours for what I do, and I'm one of the lucky ones that I do get that amount. It's definitely not enough to actually live on in terms of renting a place, being able to buy food, you know, everything that comes with that. Like, it's just not on the table right now to be able to, even like a bed sit, like a one-room bed sit situation. I can't even afford that right now. That's how insane it is. And don't take this as, oh, woe is me, because there's people in much worse situations than me. I'm very lucky that I have, you know, my family were willing to take me back in at the age that I'm at and say, don't worry about it, we'll figure it out. We move back here and, you know, just take the time you need to figure things out, basically. And, you know, I'm very lucky in that regard, and I don't take it for granted, but, you know, it still sucks. It's still a sucky situation to be in. It's hard right now for everyone, but that's part of the reason why I had to move back here, and I couldn't go into my own space, as it were. It's just, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, it's tough times. I did not expect this video to get so real. But yeah, that's all the update stuff. Let's do some fun stuff. We're celebrating. We've hit 2K. Let's go look at some comments. Let's put up some comments and see what people have been saying. See what people have been saying, and if I can reply to things. So all these comments are going to be taken from various different sources, be it movie reactions, be it Hannibal, everything. Anything I can find that I think I can reply to in some way. Nothing specific here. We're just gonna vibe. We're gonna vibe together. You and me. We're just gonna chill, vibe, talk about stuff. This one is from Sheila Abil. I think I'm getting that right. If I've butchered that, feel free to just call me out, just at me. But you are a regular commenter on the Hannibal videos, and thank you for that. It's great to see just people keep showing back up. But this is one of my favorite episodes in season 3. This is regards to Hannibal season 3, episode 2. Because this is where Will pours out his heart, all his convos with Abigail and his inner thoughts. We finally see what he's thinking. I also like that Will only has to close his eyes without the pendulum swing, a very subtle detail to recreate Hannibal's broken heart. Tableau? That's a fancy ass word. I don't know if I said that right. As always, you have amazing insights and good interpretations. Can't wait for your reaction for the season 3 mid-finale. Yeah, I don't know what the mid-finale is going to be, but I'm assuming there's going to be a twist that shoots everything off in a different direction. But one, thank you for enjoying my insights and stuff. That's always nice to hear. But you're right about everything about episode 2. Like, I did enjoy episode 2 I didn't really talk about it too much in the review segment of segment of the episode where it was revealed. Spoilers for Hannibal, by the way. Big old spoilers. Spoilers. I did like that, how it was an episode that it was basically just the Will episode. It was Will talking to himself for most of it. And obviously I liked seeing Abigail there, and it was obviously Will's subconscious talking back to him, or his interpretation of who Abigail was to him talking back to him. But it was all in service of Will working through his shit, basically. Just working through his shit, which was nice. It was nice to have that after everything that had happened. But yeah, I agree. This one kind of got me, honestly. This is from Nope. Nope. From season 1, episode 1. This is a recent comment. Very late to the party, but less of that cry face emoji. He had no idea what he was getting himself into. I really didn't. I mean, obviously I expected Hannibal to have the horror elements there because it's Hannibal and, you know, cannibalism, but I really didn't expect going into that show that they were going to go full out, like, we're going to do the artsy horror shots with all the blood and the just trippy imagery. I did not expect that. I honestly didn't expect the show to go so far down the psychological rabbit hole as it did. I thought it would be part of it because I was aware that, you know, Hannibal is a psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever, and that would be part of his character, but I didn't expect the show to really just be about that stuff. Like, I didn't think that was going to be the linchpin that hold the whole storytelling together. But it is a good time. I enjoyed it. But yeah, I like that comment. I like when people who have the foreknowledge of the show come in and they just get an absolute kick out of someone who's completely new to it. Just like, oh boy, this will be fun. Like, I enjoy that. I like that. That just brings people some joy. This one is from Thunder, recently put on the first reaction video that I ever put up, which was Duel, Steven Spielberg's sort of debut movie. It was a TV movie originally and then became a theatrical movie. But they said, love this video, thank you for the upload, considering that yes, in the time a lot of things that happen in this film are hard to imagine. It was filmed in 1971 and all of it is possible. I mean, it's true. People have road rage. People have road rage, and lorry drivers also have road rage. So they could get angry and start chasing you around and be relentless about it. But I did like that movie. The movie was a good time. The video has, I can definitely look back at that video and be like, man, you can really tell I was just starting. You can tell that I had never edited a reaction video together, never recorded. Well, I had recorded before because, this channel, believe it or not, has been like around since 2010, and I've been uploading since 2010, just on and off. I took a long hiatus for a long time, which is probably why it took me so long to grow. But this past, when did I start? When did I upload that? Hold on. Let me see when I uploaded this reaction, because this was really the start of the journey that we're now on. Hold on. February 13, 21 is when that got uploaded. Boy howdy. It has been that some time, hasn't it? We're coming up to 2 years soon. We're coming up to 2 years of doing this now. That's nuts to me. That's insane. This one is from Joanne Rocha. I think I'll get that right. Everyone reacts to the body Wendigo like that. This is from season 3, episode 2 of Hannibal. Yeah, Wendigo, body Wendigo. Like, who wouldn't? If someone reacted to that normally, like, oh yeah, I see that every Thursday, like, I'd have concerns about them. Like, let's keep an eye on that person. I trust Will too. He was a very trustworthy face, and his beautiful, clear puppy eyes. He does suck you in, does Will. It's easy to see why Hannibal likes him so much. He's got a good sense of fashion, and he's got those big old eyes, and you're just like, oh, I'm here with you. I will look after you, you beautiful, beautiful man. Tim Stanton on the Exorcist reaction video. Great analysis of the film. Good is the demon's weakness. Demons prey on innocence. They had Richard Burton for Exorcist 2 and brought Linda Blair back and wasted them. That film for me was not terrible as it was dull and forgettable. Yeah, I've heard this. The thing about Exorcist 2, I did and ah about doing it because I did Exorcist 3, and yeah, I just hear bad things. I mean, Exorcist 2 is not off the table. One day I might do it as a curiosity piece to see what all the hoo-ha is about that in terms of that movie and the reputation it's got. I'm glad you liked the Exorcist 1 reaction. That's nice to hear. But maybe one day we will look at Exorcist 2 as a curiosity. See where it goes. Joe Renaud, I'm gonna say, on the Outland movie reaction. I always like this movie. Glad to see someone else chose something else that wasn't the same old, boring, obvious blockbuster choice. Thanks for choosing this one. That is always, like, my intention with the movie reactions, even though it's not great for growth in terms of the channel. Like, I try to occasionally, actually more than occasionally, choose movies that are a little bit more out there, aren't as obvious for people. I mean, I've done some big blockbusters as well, let's not lie about it, but I did, like, Outland was a movie I saw because it was featured in a documentary about science fiction movies. I think it was In Search of Tomorrow, which is a great documentary. You should watch that if you haven't. But yeah, it looked really interesting, and I really enjoyed the movie. It is what it is. It's a simple movie. The storyline is very simple, but I did love just the aesthetics of it, and seeing Sean Connery in, like, this kind of gritty, like, slimy sci-fi world, and he's this, basically a cowboy cop kind of thing. It's fun. It's a fun time. I enjoyed that movie. It's very by the numbers in a lot of ways, but I think the look of it helps accelerate it, and I'm a big fan of how that movie looks, because it looks just like the original Alien. Like, they basically took all the design choices from Alien and go, let's make our space cop drama in space and it will look like Alien, and it's fine. I said in the reaction that movie could just be in the Alien universe, and I'd buy it. I would buy it. And it kind of made me think, you know what, maybe the Alien franchise needs to spread its wings a little bit and just sort of tell all sorts of different stories in that universe and bring different characters in, and then have like a Predator show up randomly, have a Xenomorph show up, you know, just have fun with it. Cinematic universes are a weird thing for me. Like, as much as I enjoyed the spectacle of the Marvel universe, I do feel a little bit of fatigue with it recently. Like, I didn't think I'd ever get that sense of Marvel fatigue, because everyone talks about it for a long time. But I do find myself now not engaging with it as much as I used to. I still enjoy it. I still like a lot of it. Like, I really want them to break away from the Marvel look, because I think the franchise has been going on long enough now that I think they can just let their directors run a little bit more wild with it. Like, Multiverse of Madness was a prime example, a movie I did enjoy, all in all, but the best parts of that movie are when they let Sam Raimi be Sam Raimi and just go crazy with it and do the horror stuff. And I was like, man, if they just leaned into this a little bit more, like, this could really have a really unique feel to it. But it only lets him do it every so often, and then it goes back to traditional MCU stuff. I get it. They want the universe to feel like a universe that is in the same space and stuff. But I feel like the audience is there now. Like, you can do your own thing with it. Like, James Gunn did his own thing with that Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and it worked really well. It's a reason why people like that movie so much. And the same with Thor Ragnarok. Like, it did its own thing. It was kind of in the mold of what James Gunn had done, but it definitely felt like its own thing as well. I think it's just time for the MCU to let their individual movies exist in their own plane just a little bit, so they can be their own little entertaining movies, like they with their own stakes and their own looks and everything like that. I don't know. I'm sure there will be more MCU movies that I really, really enjoy. But I don't know. I just feel like they need something in the MCU to really get their movies to look and sound different and to stand out a little bit more. But who knows? But yeah, Outland fun. Outland, good movie. Check that out if you're into your sci-fi, gritty sci-fi kind of 80s vibes. It's a good time. Yumi says on season 1 episode 9 of Hannibal, it's funny how you're so sure about how we all know now that Abigail is a victim, because most of the audience understood that moment in the opposite way, and after that was addressing Abigail as that little bitch. So it's rare that somebody considers her a victim so strongly here. It makes your reaction quite unique. I'm interested in your future opinions on things. I didn't realize that was like a unique thing for me, like, to have that opinion about Abigail, because obviously, like, the episode says, oh, she was helping her dad all along, and like it puts forward that maybe she was involved, or she was involved in the killings and stuff. But my reading of that whole situation was that it was something she was kind of forced into, she was emotionally manipulated into, and she was under threat. Like, if she didn't help, she was going to be killed and eaten. Like, to me, it always read as someone who was the clear victim in the situation. So I don't know if other people, if that was just me and maybe a small group of other people who have that kind of opinion of that moment. But I don't know, if it helps my video be a little bit more unique and my outlook be a little bit more unique, I'll take it. I will take it. But yeah, thank you for the comment. But I don't know. Interesting. I'd like to hear more about that in terms of how people felt about Abigail when the truth was revealed about her involvement, and if they felt like, no, she's the victim, or if they were like, no, she bad, sort out. Carolina McLean, I'm going to say on the Braveheart video, don't worry, you definitely didn't do the accent, not even close. It was bad. I used to be able to do a really good Scottish accent back in the acting days, you know, back when I was being a thespian and all that darling stuff. I used to be able to do a Scottish accent. I can't anymore. I'm so out of practice. It just goes full cartoon now. It's just like all, okay, yeah, we scallywag you. That's like, it's awful. It's awful. I used to do a good one, but I'm so out of practice with it. Don't be offended, Scottish people, please. Please don't. It comes from affection. It comes from affection. On the Full Metal Jacket video, Fighter CK, this is one of the better breakdowns I've heard. Brilliant, very thoughtful. That's very nice to hear, because that video caused some drama. Like, there were people who were angry about that reaction, like full on angry. And I guess it was bound to happen because it's talking about some touchy things. People have very strong opinions about some of the stuff it was talking about. I just tried to stress with most people who had like very aggressively angry comments about that video that, look, I'm just responding to the movie, how Kubrick is depicting these things. I'm not necessarily completely talking about the real life events or the real world of it, because I have no perception of what that is. But I can look at this movie and see what he is trying to say in his filmmaking. And, you know, I feel by and large in that movie, Kubrick has some pretty strong opinions about the military and how it's run, and also the Vietnam War and his opinions about that. And, you know, I was responding to that, but it's nice to hear someone have a comment that says, okay, I get where you're coming from with this. I see where your thoughts are. I get it. But no, I did have some genuine, like, when I had discussions in the comments with people who had like a negative reaction to my reaction. It was good. I had some genuine good conversations with people in the armed forces who actually enlightened me a lot about certain aspects of it, and you know, that was good. That's the sort of thing I was talking about at the start of the video. I like being able to open those discussions, and there were some genuinely good discussions I had with some people about the whole thing and what the movie means to them and the real life situation and all that stuff. That's good. That's some good vibes right there. I can get on board with that. Paul Pause on season 2, 13 of Hannibal. What happened to your thingy, sad face? You probably see this quite a lot actually in my videos, in that I often end up with plasters on my hands. Don't today because I'm not at work, but normally at work I do end up like cutting my finger, my thumb, just injuring my hands in many different ways. I do just work in retail, but I work outside in the yard and the warehouse and with lifting and unboxing things and, you know, all the heavy lifting, like all the things that can go wrong basically in retail. So I do end up like cutting up my hands quite a lot. So, you know, if you see like plasters all over my hands on certain videos, that's why. I've just managed to take a chunk out of my hand somewhere. Another one from season 2, episode 13 of Hannibal, from Amanda Schlindwine. I can only apologize if that's butchered. Schlindwine. Schlindwine? I'm going with that. Don't hate me, please. I love your commentary so much. The whole episode is emotional, intense, and heart-wrenching. I completely agree with you that how it takes you by the throat. And Amanda, you show up on a lot of my Hannibal videos, so thank you for doing that. But yeah, thank you for saying the commentary is good and you enjoy it. That's always nice to hear. And yeah, that final episode of season 2 was insane. Like, I knew it was going to be big. I knew they were going to go ham on that episode, but fucking hell. I didn't expect them to go that nuts with it. It is a great bit of television. That's no one can deny. No one can deny, I say. This is actually a really interesting thing, and it is spoilers for 10 Cloverfield Lane, so I'll hold my hand up like I'm taking an oath while I talk about this, because it's spoilers about the ending of the movie. So if you've not seen it, maybe skip until I put my hand down. As someone who has never seen the Cloverfield movies, I went into this blind and was blown away by it. I actually really liked the ending. For a moment there, I really thought she was lied to. I wasn't expecting this to be an alien movie at all. I wasn't familiar about the Cloverfield series and what it was about exactly. I've heard it's a scary horror movie, but that's it. I generally shook at the end. That's really interesting to me. I do wonder if 10 Cloverfield Lane, I mean, it's a name, and they obviously did it this way because they didn't know how much a small independent movie was gonna get watched, how much money it would make back on the box office and stuff. So they put Cloverfield in the title for that. And obviously there's a science fiction twist, so it kind of works within that branding, if you like. I don't know. I wonder how that movie would have been received if there was no Cloverfield attachment to it whatsoever. But it is interesting to hear that you liked the ending because of that twist and you didn't expect it to come, because I feel like when the reviews for that movie were coming out, I do remember a lot of people saying that they didn't like the ending that much, and these were people who knew like the Cloverfield element, like they knew, and maybe that's why they didn't like it. Maybe they were so invested in what was she being lied to, the ambiguous nature of it, and whether or not that would be a thing. I get that mentality. I didn't hate the ending. I felt like it was longer than I was expecting it to be once it got revealed. I thought it was just going to be wham, bam, lol, shit, this is happening. The end, basically. But I didn't hate it. I think I enjoy the first 2 acts more, but I didn't hate the fact that it went that way. And I think in the reaction I was kind of saying that I was kind of expecting there to be some sort of science fiction element to the story because the Cloverfield name is in there. But no, I find that really interesting. I would love to do like a focus group of people to watch that movie who would never have no idea about Cloverfield, what it is, and any expectation behind that, and get them to watch it and to see what their reaction to the ending is. That would be fascinating to me. Brad Koski on Highlander, a true classic. I remember being mesmerized by this as a young boy in the 80s. Classic. Heart. I love hearts. Highlander's a fun movie. If you've not watched Highlander, you need to rectify that, because it is a fun time. It is so over the top and bizarre in so many ways, and the Queen soundtrack, oh my god, it's so much fun, that movie. I think just a nice one to end on is Suitable by Mima1990 on season 1, episode 4 of Hannibal. I really like your reactions, smiley face. That's a nice one to just end on. And no, positive vibes, you know, like I say, celebrating all you lovely people for being here, whether, you know, obviously the people who have subscribed got us past the 2K mark. You know, that's lovely, but everyone who's commented, everyone who's liked, all of those lovely things, it's been fun. I've really enjoyed everything up to this point, everything I've put together. I've definitely had some lows. Like, I don't think all my videos are perfect. There's definitely some videos I look back on and like, eesh, I don't know about that one. But that's part of the process. That's part of why I enjoy doing this, is learning, constantly trying to improve and get better, and, you know, just understand how to make this kind of content in a better way. And like I said at the beginning, I enjoy stretching that part of my mind in terms of trying to make something that's entertaining, creative in its own way, analytical in its own way, funny in its own way, all of that stuff. And like I say, thank you for coming with me. Thank you for getting past this 2K mark. I think some people might find it a little bit weird that I'm doing this video for like 2K, like, because the next milestone would be 5K naturally. But like I said, because this channel's existed since 2010 and it's sort of picked up subscribers along the way, here and there, when I was uploading stuff and then I wasn't uploading stuff. So when I got to 1,000, that was cool, it was amazing, but that was kind of a weird, like, jolted, like, stagnated kind of getting to that point. Whereas getting from 1,000 up to 2,000, that has been via just being consistent for the last, like, year and a bit. 2 years nearly, and, you know, it's nice that we got there. And I can actually take some pride in the fact that, you know, since being more consistent with YouTube, there have been a full 1,000 people who have come in and want to stick around and see how things go. And yeah, it's lovely. It's just a lovely thing, and I hope you're here for many more videos in the future. I hope you keep enjoying my stuff, and hopefully this channel will keep growing, and we'll be able to take it to some interesting and other places in the future. And I hope you enjoy the journey as much as I do. But yeah, that's it. That's where we're going to leave this. If you haven't, consider subscribing. If this is your first video somehow, consider doing that so you won't miss any future videos I put up. Consider liking this video. Consider leaving a comment. Let me know what your favorite reaction on the channel's been. Let me know what you'd like to see more of in the future, and all of that kind of thing. Good times. Yeah, hope you've enjoyed the journey so far. I certainly have, and I will catch you on the next one. Thank you, everyone. Love to you all. Have a good day. Whatever day you're watching this on, have a good one. All right?